Hi, this is Lara at Elliott Wave Gold with your daily analysis for Wednesday 2nd of April. I'm recording the video just gone 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yesterday's analysis said I expected we may have seen a trend change, but it was unconfirmed. It's confirmed today with a clear breach of the channel on the hourly chart. I now have some confidence in expecting that we are in a new upwards trend for gold for the short to mid-term. It may last about 2 weeks. It may reach 1380.82 or above most likely. Let's have a look at the main wave count at the daily chart level. Primary wave 4 is continuing as a double combination. The first structure in the double combination was a zigzag. It's labelled intermediate wave W and it ends off to the left of the chart. This is where the second structure begins. It's unfolding as a flat correction, subdividing 3, 3, 5. Within a flat correction, the B wave must reach a minimum of 90% the length of the A wave, so this wave count requires movement to 1201.98 or below. The most common type of flat is an expanded flat where B moves beyond the start of A, so a new low below 1180 is actually reasonably likely. Within minor wave B, there are more than 13 possible corrective structures it can take. We're starting to narrow those down now because we know that the first wave down subdivides best as a zigzag, 5, 3, 5. So, minor wave B is most likely going to be a flat correction. It could also be a double zigzag. That's what the alternate looks at. A flat correction again subdivides 3, 3, 5. When we get to the alternate hourly wave count, we'll be expecting its unfolding down as a double zigzag, and here's a perfect example of what that should look like, except it's in the opposite direction. The purpose of double zigzags is to deepen a correction when the first zigzag does not move price deep enough, and that's exactly what the second zigzag here did. In order to fit that purpose, the X waves within double zigzags are usually quite shallow. This one is especially shallow, but it is supposedly usually shallow. So that fits, and this has a reasonably typical look for a double zigzag. Okay, let's look at the main wave count with the end of minute A down here. There's this point down here. So we have a 535 complete down here. This channel containing minuet C is now clearly breached with upwards movement, giving us some confidence we have a trend change down here. If minor wave B is unfolding as a flat correction, then the upward movement for minute wave B within it must reach a minimum of 90% the length of minute A, so we must see movement to 1380.82 or above. Again, there are more than 13 possible corrective structures that a B wave may take. They are often very choppy, overlapping affairs, but sometimes if they're zigzags, they can even look somewhat like impulses. They can be quite straight. At this early stage, it's absolutely impossible to say which of those structures will unfold, except to say it's most likely going to be a zigzag, subdividing 5, 3, 5. At this stage, we don't have the first 5 up complete yet. We just have 1, 2, 3, 4 may or may not be complete, and we need the final 5th wave up. When that's done, look out for a second wave correction. It may be deep, and it can't move beyond the start of the first wave, below 1277.79. Once we have the first 5 up complete, and maybe in tomorrow's analysis, I might have to start to use alternates for minute wave B, looking at the different possibilities that it could be. Either way, it should last about 2 weeks and must reach this price point or above. This alternate sees the subdivisions in exactly the same way as the main wave count. We have a zigzag complete down here, but instead of an A wave within a flat, it could be the first zigzag of a double zigzag. If minor wave B is a double, then it's probably not going to be a double combination because their purpose is quite different than double zigzags. Their purpose is to move price sideways, so the second structure in a combination should end about this level and shouldn't necessarily move price significantly lower. A double combination would not be able to move price down to 1201.98 at the daily chart level, so that's unlikely. But a double zigzag for minor wave B is still reasonably likely. And as I explained on the daily chart, double zigzags usually have shallow X waves. That one on the daily chart does have a remarkably shallow X wave, but they are usually shallow. It's possible that we may not see price move all the way up to 1380 or above. It's possible that we may see a three-wave structure for an X wave that could be very choppy and overlapping. It could include a new low below this point, and it could take just a few days. It could be over within a week, and the only reason why this is my alternate wave count today is it doesn't have as nice a fit with my wave count for silver. For silver, I'm expecting upwards movement now for about 2 weeks, so that fits very nicely with the main wave count for gold. At the daily chart level, it's possible that primary wave 4 is a huge contracting triangle, but this wave count now has a reduced probability because this D wave within the triangle is very shallow in relation to the C wave. The triangle doesn't quite have what we call the right look anymore. That's all for me today with your gold analysis, and I hope all our members are having a fabulous day.